Okay, so let's get started. So the first thing is now we have already set up our environment. So let's install the Earth Engine Python API. So if you're not sure about what Earth Engine is, so this is Google Earth Engine. You have the JavaScript, API, and there's a Python API. So the JavaScript API, has an already built-in, console where you can run, Earth Engine JavaScript, codes, and then visualize your analysis on Earth Engine. So it's a built-in. So if you're running an Earth Engine Python API, you need you need the Python Jupyter Notebook to run it in a Conda environment. So let's open Anaconda prompt. Every time you open a new session, that's what you do. So this is a random directory, so I'll need to write cd to change the directory to my current directory that I want, which is courses. This is where I saved all my notebooks. So if you have saved it somewhere, you need to change it to that directory. Okay. So now my working directory is here. The next thing is I have already created an environment, so I will need to activate my environment. Just to make sure, let's write conda env list. So conda env list will tell me the list of environments that are in my conda environment. So for this course, I'll need this EE Python env. So I'll activate conda activate EE Python env will be activated. Okay, so I'll activate my environment. You can see the difference. It was base, now it's EE Python env. So now I'm in my course environment, the Earth Engine Python API course environment. So the next thing is just to open a Jupyter Notebook. I'll type in Jupyter Notebook and I'll hit enter. This will open a Jupyter Notebook for me. Fantastic. So this is the folder where I saved all of my scripts. So I'll click the introduction. So in this lecture, what we're doing is we'll install the Earth Engine Python API. We do this only once in the course, so this is a one-time exercise. So to install the Earth Engine Python API as well as some other useful package like Google Earth Engine Hydro, which is used for visualization. So if this is commented on your version, you need to uncomment it, and then so pip install Earth Engine API will install the Earth Engine on this Jupyter Notebook in your environment, and also this Hydro. Once this is installed, you'll import the Earth Engine package and the Folium and the Hydro, and then the next important thing you need to do is just authenticate your account with Google. Okay, so let's get started. So the first cell is pip install Earth Engine API. So I'll go ahead and then run that. Let's see what's happening. So it's just running. So requirement already satisfied because I have already installed Earth Engine. This is the message that I've gotten. But in your case, since if it's your first time, this is not the message that you'll see. So you'll keep on installing all the Earth Engine Python API on your Jupyter Notebook environment. And because I've already installed, I can go to the next step, right? So this is import EE, that means import Earth Engine, and import Folium. It's another package for data visualization here on the Jupyter Notebook for a Python. And also GE, Google Earth Engine Hydro, which is also another data visualization package. So I'll click this run, that will import all this package on my environment. And it's already installed. So the most important thing is to authenticate. So ee.authenticate and also ee-initialize will authenticate your Google Earth Engine account, and you need to have a Gmail account, and you need to have access to the Google Earth Engine account. You need to be approved for that. Once you're approved, this will be authenticated and initialized. So let's to do that, or just to authenticate your account, you need to run this cell. I'll run that, and I'll have my account authenticated, and I'll allow that. And so you need to copy this code. Please copy this code, switch to your application, and paste. So I'll go back to my authentication window, enter verification code. I'll paste it here and hit enter. That's all. So successfully saved authorization token. So now my Earth Engine Python API is already installed and authenticated, and it's good to go to run all my application. That means I can get connected to Google Earth Engine Python API using this Jupyter Notebook, and I can run any script on this Jupyter Notebook. Okay, so the next thing is to create some interactive mapping. I'll add the Folium app package and run this part of the script. And so this is our first script that does import countries database using an Earth Engine feature. This is a worded countries database, and I'll filter it by country, Brazil in this case as an example. And the next thing is just to import Landsat image here as 1999 to 2003, and also this is a kind of an epoch level image, a 5-year epoch level Landsat image using Landsat 7. So I'll create two different years, 1999 and 2008. Okay, and the next thing is I'll write a function that creates a normalized difference vegetation index, or NDVI. Okay, so I'll create one function for the first year, which is 1999, and I'll create another one was 2008. So the first algorithm uses a simple subtraction, a simple NDVI formula by subtracting band 3 from band 4, and also dividing that, and also adding this to band 4 and band 3. That's technically NDVI, right? The other approach to calculate NDVI is to input that Landsat spectral data and just call normalized difference function. This is an Earth Engine built-in function, and then state the different bands, in this case band 4 and band 3 for Landsat 7, and this will create normalized difference. It's a way of writing the same transformation, but in a different way of calculating it. All right. And the other thing that we'll do is calculate the difference between the 2008 and 1999 NDVI values to see some difference. And then I'll execute the script, and it's executed here. And finally, I'll display that. That means map set control visibility layer control true and map. So it will technically display this NDVI values in the next cell. Excellent. So here is my NDVI data for Brazil. I can toggle the values here. So this is like the difference. NDVI values was different colors. You can change the satellite background as well as the Google Maps version. This is the country Brazil, and I can open the difference and DVI values over here. So this is just an example of how you can install and authenticate the Earth Engine package and write the simple Python algorithm using Earth Engine Python API and execute that and also visualize.